guys? Mrs. Contrarian is under the weather, so I'm not sure she can make this live cast. I mean, this live stream. So we haven't done the Ask Me Anything stream all week long, so let's do it today. This is the Ask Me Anything live stream for today, for Saturday, July 27th, the Weekend Warrior edition. So all you Weekend Warriors, tap in. Let's chat. The super chat is up, so if you feel like making sure that your comment or question is seen above everyone else's, you can leave a super chat, and I'll be able to see your comment and stream, and so will everyone else. You can also show your appreciation through super stickers and a super thanks. I do have a membership now. There's 3 different levels. There's the lowest cost. There's the lowest level, which is the most affordable. It's at $2.99. You can cancel anytime. That intro membership level is called Contrarian for obvious reasons. Then the most cost-effective membership, which offers you a good amount of perks, is at $5.99. That's the skeptics level. That's the second level, or the middle level. And the final level for those who have a little bread and don't mind showing their appreciation. That final membership level is called It's called the rationalist level. It will have even more perks than the lower 2 membership levels, but all 3 will have perks. But if people want to tap in more, get more inside my head, so to speak, then you have that level. And again, I won't be answering any irrelevant questions unless you leave a super chat. I've warned people for weeks that once I'm monetized, if you ask me completely stupid questions, I'm not going to answer it unless it's in a super chat format. Egify, what's up? How are you? So this is again the Ask Me Anything format. And Ask Me Anything doesn't mean you can say dumb stuff, obviously. It just means, you can ask me just random things because there's no particular topic for tonight. And like I said, I do this once a week for those who are new and not familiar with this or with me. But if someone's going to ask something like really in the left field, probably stick it in a super chat. K Art, I think you've been here before, K Art, haven't you? No, I don't drink. This is why I'm 46 and I look younger than some of the people half my age. Oh, I have a real nice mouth, huh? So does your mother. Her tongue work is amazing. Anyway, KR, yeah. So yeah, I knew you've been here before. I don't know if you changed your name, but it looks similar to what I saw before. I just don't remember. What's up, J.A.C? Um, I don't have a religion. I could care less if you did that to him. Good for you. Good for him. Now you're gonna go. January Witch, hello from Frankfurt. Guten Tag. No, I'm atheist. My wife is agnostic. By the way, this Stream was supposed to be with her, but she's a bit under the weather. Um, she did her big philanthropy thing with her travel group where they went to an evacuation center in a part of Metro Manila where they gave out supplies to people who were left stranded or destitute because of the recent typhoon and flooding throughout Metro Manila. Luckily, our house is on a place that doesn't get flooded because she learned the lessons of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi that you should always have the high ground. Leave a super chat, Dirtiest Beef. I don't do this shit for free. I told y'all that before. I'm now monetized. You're not gonna ask me any dumb shit unless you putting some money behind it. I'm, I'm not here to perform for you. He said, "Do I have a bottle to make bottle flip? If okay, it's not." No, he means for me to flip. Agify. Like I said, it's probably some kid behind that YouTube handle, either a kid or a very mentally challenged adult. I'm not take look when I say this is an ask me anything format. I mean you can ask me questions. I'm not saying that you can ask me to perform task. There will be no task performing here unless you put money behind it. Not for you, Egify. I'm talking about for these trolls that's coming into the group chat. No, you're good. He's being silly. He didn't mean like a bottle flip or something like that. He meant like I do a hand flip of some sort. Like I'm gonna just up and do a flip on a live stream. GJC said, so is JD Vance a good choice? See, I don't know because I just don't know enough about the man to say one way or the other. On one hand, pretty much everyone on the left has automatically dismissed them because anyone who Trump chooses is automatically going to face criticism from the left. On the other hand, on the right, there's a mixed bag. Some people are saying that he's pretending to be a hillbilly and he's really of the elite. Others are saying that he is a good choice because he's bringing a certain part of the Republican wing into the fold to help Trump win. So I don't know. I know that he's the only thing I do know is that he once spoke against Trump and now he became this VP pick. But that's not unusual. Um, Kamala Harris did the same thing. She spoke against Biden and his efforts to prevent busing of black students and calling him basically a racist, and then ended up being his VP pick and and then stumping out on the campaign trail for him, saying that there was no such thing as a racism in America anymore. So I don't know. Can I dance in real life? I mean, not professionally, but if I went to a club, well, people don't dance at clubs anymore, but if I was at a club back in the 2000s, yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't go to clubs now because one, I just don't want to stay out that late for no reason. And two, even if I did, they don't even dance in clubs anymore. The women just stay to themselves and wait for guys to be stupid enough to buy them bottles. The guys just stay in a little sausage party waiting to hit on some girl, which they are only want guys who look like they're successful to hit on them. It's completely not like the club scene back in the 90s and 2000s. So, um, but sure, I can still dance. I went to a anime convention and late at night they had like sort of like a rave and techno party sort of stuff. So, can I sub? Sure, I'd be more than I'll be more than happy for you to sub 567. I would appreciate it a lot actually. Um, GJC says Vance called Kamala a childless cat lady. You can see why Trump likes him. I mean, where's the lie though? She had her choice, but she was the original political hawk tour girl. She got she she may not be a real black woman, but she's had a few black men in her. Um, even though they were married men, but Vandover says you look like a black Republican. Are you? No, I'm an independent. You need to stop making assumptions. As a matter of fact, I was on the left up until last year. If you can go through my videos, I've been making videos for about 2 years now. You can see my trajectory. I still consider myself a classical liberal, so that was still technically be on the left, except the politics has moved so far left currently that classical liberals have been pushed right. So I think we're more of the centrists. But I was a left wing progressive Bernie supporter. And to tell you the truth, if Bernie came back into the race right now, I might still vote for him. So just because I don't have some little ooh, I can't say that anymore. Just because I don't have any rainbow riding dreads that you know hit slid to the side of my face with a bunch of little pussy hair all over my face doesn't mean that I'm suddenly a black Republican. I just like looking clean cut because it looks more manly. Evelyn, obviously, says, how you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. Just worried about the wife because she's kind of tired and sore from her doing her superhero work yesterday. I look like I live in Mississippi. No, don't let the old wood paneling fool you. I'm in my grandparents' home. This is why everything looks old school here. But I live in Baltimore, and I've pretty much always been a northern Yankee sort of person, whether living in Baltimore, Delaware, Philly, Chicago. I've always lived up north. I've I haven't. The only time I've been down south is for my training in the army. Good people down south. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking anyone down south, but um, the culture is a little different than what I'm accustomed because it's hotter down there. It's less things to do, so you gotta trap. Like people don't mind traveling hours on end just to get from one place to the next. Like people will literally travel 3, 4, 5 hours to get to somewhere to go party or whatever. I'm not doing that. 3, 4, 5 hours from here, I'm in Philly, New York, or Boston. So nah. He has boobies. No, I have pecs, bro. That's what happens when you work out. I'm wearing a rash guard, so that's kind of tight. Obviously, is a rash guard. Ben said that you just won me over with that Kamala joke. I like to take claim for it, but I think someone and I don't watch Fox and Friends, but I was watching a highlight clip on YouTube, and someone else already made that joke. I was like, damn, they got jokes like that on Fox. They're usually not funny, but it was funny. No. Was it him or was it the comedian Andrew Schwartz? Andrew Schultz. Um, he kind of roasted Kamala too, so it was between them. But I mean, I'm sure she still got some Willie Brown DNA in her, so I guess she can call herself black. Two, how do you say this? Is it two on art page? Is that how you say it? He said, "I'm a black Republican. What about it?" Hey, I'm not knocking it. Like I said, I don't. I don't discriminate against anyone on this page. I think people should know that by now. I don't discriminate. I don't care what sexual identity you are, gender, race, what what part of the political spectrum you fall on. Like I said, I'm an independent. Um, so I don't have I don't have any preferred party that, I don't discriminate anyone. I just ask that we all just be respectful to each other. Other than that, and by the way, we can all disagree about anything and in this content as well. I just ask that everyone respects each other. That's my only requirement. Evelyn says I have locks, don't hate on dreads. No, no, no. But you're a woman. I'm saying, I don't have a problem with guys having locks either. I'm just saying, it's a very Gen Z thing where they get half their head shaved and the guy has the dreads slid to the side, um, like the little corny Jedi on the Acolyte. And I'm gonna go there because he looks perfectly like one of those people. And I'm like, dang, they even got one of these folks in the Acolyte, but it kind of fits because if you watch the Acolyte, which I did not do, you know that they're all about identity politics. So yeah, but no, I'm not knocking locks. If some people look good with them. I'm saying I don't think I would, so I've never tried. The most hair you've seen, like I've had a lot of hair on me before though. This is just me. I just cut my hair today, but I've had like a nice little uh curly bush, I guess you could say, because when my hair grows out, it gets curly. So sometimes I would have like a little curly blowout, and I would just trim the temples and fade up the back and just grow out a little curly little temple tape bush type thing. I guess whatever you want to call it. So don't hate on beards either. I'm not hating on beards. I'm talking about, all right, bro. You know what I'm talking about. You know these people who keep these these pro blackity blacks who gotta keep these long little these black version of a ZZ Top beard type thing, and these are the guys who are always mock clean shaven guys, saying, "Oh, it must be something wrong with you because you clean shaven." Like, nah, that's just how I rock. I mean, I used to have like a little mustache and goatee, but that's all gray now. So I'll shave it off because I don't want all that gray on my face. Some people can rock the silver fox thing. That's cool. I'm not that way. I haven't dyed my head, but I often do that as well. Like if I have more hair, I will dye it so that I'm not looking like Reed Richards from Fantastic Four. Oh, he said, oh, when he said black Republicans, he was trying to say this seemed like you served, and thank you. Well, if that's the case, I take it as a compliment. And yes, I have served, but thank you. I do. The funny thing, someone was asking me, was I religious? And I was like, no, but I do, I don't deny religion. Like I said, on my dog tags, which I still like to wear, I have the patron saint of the armed forces, uh, Saint Michael. This is Saint Michael, right? Yeah, who's the patron saint of the U.S. Armed Forces, because they gave that out to us when we were deploying. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to deploy with them because after we went through the our little stage of training, they said I could not go because I had to be on a medical diet. That's all right. I went back home and finished my 2 degrees. So that was cool. And started a third major as well. So Demario Goose says I'm from Delaware, live in Georgia. Okay. I used to live in Bear, Delaware, Demario. I'm sorry, Bear, Delaware was boring. Maybe it's changed, but this was like back in the 90s. It was like nothing there. Mr. Lowry says we want to live to work and not work to survive. Here, here. Vandover says nah, but black Republicans have an aurora. You mean not an aurora? You mean they have an never mind about them that is not bad built. It's there. Gotcha. An aura about them. You mean? But I got you. I think the typical stereotype of a black Republican is basically what Key and Peele did. I don't know if Ben you watched Key and Peele back in the day. They gave the perfect like stereotype of what people think of a black Republican is. 'Cause my father was a black Republican. And here's the thing, also, when I first became politically active when I was 18, I was Republican up until I was 22, I think. Yeah, 21 and 22. But I was a liberal Republican. And before you say there's no such thing, yes, that was a thing. Up until the early 2000s, there were liberal Republicans. Um, these now are probably people who would probably prefer to be independents or are moderate Democrats. But there were liberal Republicans back in the 90s up until the early 2000s, I think, before things just became very hyper partisan. Um, Basically, what a liberal Republican was someone who was socially liberal but fiscally conservative. And part of the reason I had even chosen it was because my father was a Republican, and I thought he knew something about politics that I didn't. Spoiler alert, he didn't. so so I once I became more educated, I kind of left that fold, but I have nothing against black Republicans. In any case, getting back to my original point, the whole stereotype of a black Republican, which I think my father fit that bill, was perfectly shown in the Key and Peele skit when he had them all doing the little their little get together. He was like, "I'm tell you one thing, kind of peed off." He was like, "Here, here, 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 here." They all had on like the Dockers, like the little Dockers khakis with the button down short sleeve shirt with the with the tie, and it's all like neatly tucked in, and they all had like a un like a they all had like haircuts that didn't have a line up to it, which is funny as well. But anyway, so that whole Key and Peele skit was hilarious, and everyone kept saying the same thing when they got up to talk. He said, "I'm gonna tell you one thing, compete off." He's like, "Here, here, 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 here." Everyone say we black Republicans are the same. He said, "Gosh darn it, we know we aren't." He said, "Oh, he's getting mad." He said, "Nah, they bringing it out of me, man. They bringing it out of me, man. I'm getting gosh darn peed off here." And then it ended with the guy when one of the people came in. He said, "Excuse me, he said, he said, there's someone in the parking lot waiting for you. There's a uh someone's white wife is waiting for them." And he's like, and everyone walked, everyone left the conference because all of them had white wives. That shit was hilarious. So that to me is the image of like your prototypical like black Republican, even though that's not really how all black Republicans are, but that that's what I think of when people say black Republican. Now, obviously, if you're talking about people who are military, like veterans or law enforcement officials, I think we all look pretty much the same, whether we're on the left or the right. So, I mean, obviously, that's right, Mr. Lottery. Oh, Twan. Okay, thank you. So it's Twan art page. I'm guessing you actually have like your own YouTube channel where your content. I think so. So clarifying. April dog says stamps turn me off, probably staying home or voting RSK. That's fair. Like uh-oh, guys, we might. Hey, I wasn't
Hi,
sure you can make. Are you? How you feeling?
I'm good. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I was chatting with the people in the chat room. I told them you might not be able to make it because you felt under the weather.
I'm good.
Um, but I don't how many. Oh, it's not. Oh, I can get through the uh the comments. I thought it was gonna be a bunch of them. Be like Mike says, did you hear that Will Chamberlain's running for president? Is he running from the grave? Because I don't know how someone who's been dead for like 30 years is going to run for president. I'm guessing he's joking. Liam says, dude, your obsession with identity politics is redundant. You came into my chat room. I didn't come into yours. I mean, if you find it redundant, you can always go elsewhere. Also, I have plenty of other content that has nothing to do with identity politics. I'm not even talking about identity politics. If you clicked on the video, Liam, you will see this is saying ask me anything. People are talking about identity politics, so I respond to them about that. Just like I'm responding to your comment in the meta talking about what I responded to other people. But if you don't like it, you can always go elsewhere. You're free to do that. And please, and you don't have to tell us that you're leaving either. This is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. GJC says, why do people ask for shout outs? I don't get it. Well, some of them ask for shout outs, G, because either they're trying to get me to say something silly. You know, you've seen those a few times where they try to trick me into giving them a shout out and it's something dumb. Like I said, as if I wasn't raised on The Simpsons since 1989 when Bart would call in. You watch you ever watched Simpsons, baby?
Hmm.
You've watched Simpsons in the past, right?
Yes.
Do you remember when like Bart Simpson would call into to Moe's Tavern, the bar that his father goes to, and trick the owner into saying something dumb? Like he was like, uh, he said, "Yeah, I'm calling Moe's Tavern. I'm trying to locate um Seymour, Mister Butts Seymour." He was like, "Hey guys, I'm looking for Seymour Butts here. Seymour Butts, where are you? I need to find Seymour Butts."
Hmm.
Like I've been like I've like after seeing that from The Simpsons for like the last 35 years, like how are people gonna try to trick me into like trying to say something silly? But other people just want shout outs just because they want to feel important. I've done it a few times, but now that I'm monetized, I'm not doing it for free anymore. If people want me to give them a shout out, they need to hit the super chat. They can either do it in the super chat, um, and I'll give them an instant shout out, or they can give me a super sticker or a super thanks. And y'all can show appreciation for this lovely woman right here for showing up when she doesn't even feel well. What's my blood type? Well, I don't know about you over there, Agafy. You know some vampire stuff. Why you need to know my blood type? I'm not giving that out on like over live stream. That's not. Yeah, that's. I still believe in something we call in the military OPSEC or operational security. I'm not giving out that sort of information. Blame Dirty says, what is your thought on consciousness? Depends on what you mean. So, baby, I'm about to get nerdy for a second.
Okay.
So it depends on what you mean by consciousness being dirty. So this is something we talk about in philosophy and in psychology and in linguistics all the time, right? So if the word consciousness is used in such ambiguous way, so if you mean consciousness, if consciousness is just someone's synonym for talking about the mind, then I'm just going to say, well, yeah, it exists, right? There's nothing controversial about it. It's just another way of talking about the mind. Or other time, people use it just to mean like self-knowledge. And again, that's pretty uncontroversial. That's pretty non-controversial as well. Like, yeah, we have the ability to look at our own thoughts and beliefs and stuff, self-knowledge, right? Or other times it means like awareness of our environment. So again, very non-controversial. Um, what is more controversial is what people normally talk about when they're talking about consciousness. They're talking about phenomenal consciousness, um, or what we call in philosophy called qualia or qualitative experiences. So qualitative experiences is what's the feel of it to be doing something. Like what does it feel like to run a marathon? Like I can describe like what it is to run a marathon, what it takes physically to do so, the type of pain that some people experience while doing a marathon, but the whole quote unquote feel of it is a qualitative experience, and the content of that experience is called qualia. I'm not so sure that, although the qualitative experiences obviously exist, I don't think the content of those experiences, the so-called qualia, actually exists. I think qualitative experience is just another way of talking about our thoughts about things that we call feelings. Um, if you're really interested in knowing more about that, you can read an essay called "What It Feels Like to Be a Bat." It's a pretty famous philosophy of mind article. I can't remember the name of the philosopher right now, but he's a very famous guy. I think he's still alive. Um, but for most of us in trained in like cognitive science, a lot of us are pretty dubious that that sort of consciousness actually exists. So I hope that answers your question. Leo says you are not a monolith. I enjoy your channel. That's what I'm saying. Like you keep saying, I'm just talking about identity politics. I'm talking about stuff all over the place. And today is a whole ask me anything format. But now that Mrs. Contrarian is in the chat, I'm going to kind of shift it to talking about some stuff that she's done. And Blame Dre says you did say ask anything. Yeah, I meant it. You asked anything and I answered anything. Well, I mean, I answered appropriately. Yogesh Dagar says hi, people. What's up, Yogesh? So now that I got you on the video. So can you tell me about what you did at the evacuation thing? You can tell them, because you can use this as a shameless plug for your ad group, like because they take like donations and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is it just locally, or can they take donations from like people from overseas?
You can take. I mean, you're not that big yet, so we haven't had any donations from abroad. But
Well,
they can.
but yeah, I mean, if you guys can, because you're the treasurer, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, if you can figure that out, like people can
Yeah, they
easily
can
send
work.
money to you guys through. So even though we don't have Gcash overseas, we have we have apps that lets us
Yeah.
send money to people using Gcash and it doesn't cost us any fees to do so. So Remitly is one of them, is a good cash app to use to send money to people overseas
Mhm.
using Gcash, and it doesn't cost us any money. So like say if I send you like I think I sent you something either on Remitly or Sendwave. But if I send you like $100 US, it'll automatically, trans transfer to you in Philippine pesos. But it doesn't take a fee from me for doing so. So you'll get the whole 100 without me having to send extra for you to get the whole 100.
Mhm.
So that's what I was saying. Go ahead and shamelessly plug your group, and I'll leave if you have a link to them, I'll put that in this after
Okay.
I upload the video.
Okay. So
All
yeah,
right.
it's a non-profit group. So we're a group of mountain climbers, and we organize hikes, and part of the uh, event fee um, goes to our outreach funds. So um, we use like 3 or 4 times in a year. We do outreach programs. So we go to communities in the mountains. Uh, we give out school supplies to kids, toys, food, like anything for the kids. And the last time that we did it was last month. And we also did do tree planting activities, tree nurturing, visits to
You did a what?
hospitals, medical missions. Hmm?
Oh, oh, medical missions.
Yeah.
Oh, this year?
And well, on this December this year.
This coming December?
Yes.
Where are you going?
National Center, National Children's Hospital. It's in Metro Manila, but we're visiting. Well, it's a different kind of. We've done medical missions in the past, but this time we're visiting a hospital. So we're visiting their cancer ward.
Uh, oh, before you came, someone was asking me was I a black Republican because of my look, because I just cut my hair today. And I guess I'm wearing a, I don't know how I look like a black Republican because I'm wearing a rash guard. I was, and I was saying usually like the stereotype of a black Republican is they have a white wife. So I'm not exactly sure with where an Asian wife falls. I think the Asian wife falls more on someone who's like a progressive. I'm not sure, but yeah, someone was making a joke just like, "Oh, you look like a black Republican." I'm like, okay. But yeah, tell like so give them the name of the group and like how they how they started and stuff because I don't even know all this stuff.
Okay. The name of the group is Akyat, means to climb. Tulong means to help. Adventure Team. So it's 1880.
And guys, she may not look like it, but she's like a regular Dora the Explorer. She just literally climbed the highest mountain in the Philippines. I haven't even done stuff like that, and I literally work out every day. We did a 10K race once. She didn't train. I think you may have trained once that whole like 3 weeks prior to the 10K race. She did the 10K race just no training. She's like, all right, whatever. So I have to work out hard to maintain my level of peak fitness, but she just does whatever. So I don't know. She if she worked out as much as me, she would be a problem. Oh, and to answer your question, Blame Dirty, are you asking when you say is there any way to post a link in the description? You mean for her travel group? Because once I upload this video, I'm going to post the link in the description. But I I should have I could have done it. Well, I can't do it prior. I don't think. Yeah. So I once I upload the once I upload this, then we can do that. I think I could leave it in the chat room. I'm not sure.
I can't.
Can't.
Mm.
No, I didn't think so. Carlos said we would make beautiful kids. Thank you. I think so. um, but yes. So what happened at the evacuation center? Like you showed me the picture in that small video, and guys, I'm gonna put up a video of what she did at the evacuation center once she edits the video.
Yeah, so last week we had a super typhoon, and lots of cities in Metro Manila, even outside Metro Manila, um, have experienced major flooding. And we visited this uh, community yesterday, um, and there were like 50, almost 50 families in the evacuation
So
area.
are their homes destroyed or
Well, not totally destroyed, but their things inside their homes were all washed out. Like all,
and a lot of and I know a lot of the cheaper homes there are like these little hollow block type houses, right?
yeah,
So those probably don't fare too well in these storms. Like, well, I mean, like they weather the storms. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, it's not going to protect the things within the homes, whereas the house itself will be intact, but
right.
stuff within the house won't be intact. And I was just joking with them before you came here. I was actually telling them that you were kind of sore because of the activities with that evacuation thing, and oh, someone said something stupid, but but I was saying that luckily you learned the lesson of Anakin Skywalker to always have the high ground. So our house is on a higher sea level, so it doesn't get flooded.
Yeah,
Is it that whole neighborhood is like on a hill or something?
well, it's not really a hill, but it's in an elevated area.
Higher elevation. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. That's why I was wondering if it would be safe for me to build a basement, or would that lead to flooding if I tried to build a basement?
Mm, I'm not so sure about that.
Would the aims of more say I had to just shut someone else out because they're being dumb? I really think, and it's not even low key. It's just fully. I think people who come to troll on live streams of, I can't say the R word anymore, so I'm gonna just say this: they are cognitively disabled. Because who comes to a live stream just to troll people? Like I I I know a lot of them are probably like kids, but some of them are just straight up adults who are stupid. Like, I don't know. Wouldn't you have better things to do? No, I'm asking you. I said,
Oh,
would like you like don't you have better things to do? Like, if you're even if you're online, than to like go onto a random live stream and start trolling people. To me, that just sounds like someone who's in desperate need of like mental help or something. It just that's always been weird to me that people would just come onto live stream and troll. It's just like how people come onto like Facebook and Instagram posts just to like get a say something mean about the original poster. I never got that. Like, I can see if you actually knew the person and dislike them, or you just dislike the stuff that they are posting, like you disagree with the stuff that they're putting out, then you want to say something about it. That makes sense. But if you're just coming randomly and you don't even care what the content is, you just want to say something rude. That's just really weird to me. Like I said, these are probably people who couldn't even do 10 push-ups to save their lives. That's why they stay in a basement and act just say rude stuff to people because they're nothing in real life. But I'm done with that. Blame Darius. Is there a need for attention? Can't be themselves. All fake. Keep being you. Thanks. But yeah. So is there an actual link though? For the group for them. There's like a. Do they have like a website, an external website, or is it like something on Facebook?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page.
Do you guys also have an external website?
No, which is on FB and IG.
You you still have access to my business page, right? The
Mm.
you should post their stuff. You should post some links to their stuff on that page to my business page.
Okay.
Because remember I was telling you that last year to like you can go ahead and like post stuff even for your Swifty, yeah, because now that you're doing that Swifty thing with your two friends,
Mm.
to you could post that stuff or the at that stuff on there.
Okay.
Plus, it'll get more traffic, and you already have like several people already that have liked that business page because it was formerly your page for I forgot what it was. But remember, you turned it into my business page, but it used to be something you used to use back in the day.
Yeah.
Minecraft says, "How many subs do you need to go live? Please answer me." Uh, you don't need. Um. Oh, wait a second. You do. I don't remember. So it was a certain amount of subs you have to get before you could do vertical live streams, but you don't have to do that. You can go through. You can actually use an app to to um, to do that as well. It's called. I forgot what it's called. Remember the first live stream I did, baby, with that girl, the that I
Yeah.
talked to about like the Passport Bro movement, and she
Yeah.
showed me how to use that app. I forgot what it was called. Was it called Duck something or Stream? I forgot what it was called. Hey, Miss Nita, what's up?
Hi.
Oh, it's 50. Plain Dirty says 50. I think, yeah, I think it was only like 50. It's not that many. Like, you can cough and get 50 subs. especially if you're especially honestly, especially if you're a girl. A girl can post like can start a YouTube channel and people if they just see it as a girl, they're gonna sub. Like that's why I was telling Mrs. Contrarian if she wanted to use my other channel for her purposes, she'll probably be like instantly like 1,000 people. Whereas I had to wait like a year and a half to get up to that point. Blaine Dirty says Miss Needle shorts are the best way to get 50. It is, except you gotta post a lot of shorts though. Trust me. Either you gotta post a lot of shorts or you gotta do something that's like really catchy. Miss Nita says Blaine Dirty already got 200, but yeah, I agree. Shorts are the way to grow. Yeah, I did that format too. I did nothing but like shorts for almost a year just to grow. So that was a little trick that I used as well, especially because it meant I didn't have to do much editing. I could just go right in and say something uh, witty or say something spicy and then just leave it at that and just let the algorithm do its thing. Blame Graces, I'll say how even when people scroll, they accidentally sub. Okay. Yeah. Live streams are also a way to go, but he's trying to get to the point of live streaming. But yeah, I think you can start doing like these little live streams way early, like 50 subs. because I was doing live streams before I even had an audience. If people see some of my older vertical live streams, my old vertical live streams were just me talking into the ether. But I actually had like a actual like actual stuff to say. But yeah, but definitely we'll post a link afterwards. And guys, if if anyone want to show their appreciation, y'all can send a super thanks for Mrs. Contrarian showing up. Do you still have the tiger? What's it called? The tiger bomb?
No, I don't like it smell.
I was about to say you're the one who hates the tiger bomb, isn't you? Hate the smell.
Yeah.
See, all martial artists, we're used to tiger bomb. Like I've been like knowing about tiger bomb since the '90s. So especially in Muay Thai, all of them smell like tiger balm after a workout. Like that's the main thing. They all be smelling like tiger balm after a workout. That's probably what that massage therapist used on me that day when we left Thailand after
Mm.
I did the massage when we got up in the morning before we left for the airport, because luckily the spa was like right next to the hotel, and I went there and told her I was sore, and she rubbed me down with some sort of liniment. I think it was Tiger Balm, but I'm not sure. It might have been something. It might have been something better. Miss Nita says you gotta feed their algorithm, feed their computer. She says, "Blank. Well, I'd rather have people who want to see your content, not accidental subs. Hey, a sub is a sub. At the end of the day, a sub is a sub. So it's accidental or whatever. What happens though is it might be accidental, but then they start seeing it in their YouTube feed. They're like, oh, okay, this is actually interesting. I've done it a few times. Well, I haven't accidentally subbed to anyone, but I'll watch a video, and then because I watch one video, then the person's channel will keep showing up in my feed, and it'll be more interesting stuff, and then eventually I do sub. So that happens. Oh, see, Miss Nito, even she said Tiger Balm is very good, but you should use it. If Forget the smell, baby. Like if it helps, it helps.
No, I have a meter. There's a different brand. It smells better
Uh,
to me.
do do we still have any left though?
No, you can figure it out
No,
later.
you used it already.
No, I just threw
You,
it out
you
and
threw it
you
away. You did?
yeah. This is
Why
like
you throw it away? Was it used up?
no,
I was about to
but
say I remember barely using it. Yeah, I'm buying some more when I come back, especially because I told you my Jeet Kune Do instructor lives in. I always forget whether he lives in Biko or Boho, but he lives in one of those places, and he said I could train with him when I'm in the Philippines. So that'd be cool because I'm guessing it would probably be like one-on-one instruction, since I'm pretty sure not too many people would be available to for him to instruct them. But I guess he flies back and forth to California. But while in the Philippines, I could just get one-on-one instruction from him. Mesnito says Tiger Balm is expensive here or hard to get even. I think it's made in Singapore. Yeah, it's probably even made in Singapore or Hong Kong, one of those places. She lives in Germany, so I guess that's why. I think she lives in Germany. Blame Dirty says, "Oh, you better be in shape." Well, you talked about me. I better be in shape, or we were talking to Miss Needle. But so I posted the picture that you sent me in my community tabs, and I was telling people that it'll be a video soon to come.
Okay.
Oh, I think I'm in. I'm not gonna. I'm not David Goggins here, but I'm in pretty good shape. Like I ran my 11 kilometers this morning, and then I did like a half an hour of shadow boxing, and then I did like some stretching both before and after. And I'll probably do some calisthenics before I go to sleep, like some push-ups and pull-ups and sit-ups. So I think I'm in decent shape. Ask Mrs. Contrarian. I don't want to toot my own horn. Ask Mrs. Contrarian if she thinks I'm in shape.
Thank you.
Thank you. um, but yeah, oh, speaking of which, did you ever take the pull-up bar
Yes.
out of storage? So you have been using it to like, because didn't you tell me it helped you when you went on your hikes recently?
Yeah.
See, I knew what I was talking about. That's the reason why I was telling you to do the pull-ups, because the the muscles that it worked would be kind of good for like what you guys doing, like especially like when you're hiking in the mountains and stuff like that. And so it's needless to say, everyone better be in shape. You would think, but they aren't. It's funny around my grandmother's way, baby. All like it's mostly like older people in this neighborhood, which is cool though because they're all homeowners. So it's not like the riffraff like in my mother's neighborhood where I got to deal with. You know how I always talk about some of these idiots that live around there. Like for instance, the neighbor. So it's not my problem anymore, but the neighbor we always have a problem with. Apparently, their child just decided to smear poop on the on on the little partition between our uh our patio and theirs. I was like, why? What? I think their child is probably special needs. America, what's up? He said, "Yo, how what it is? How you doing? I'm all right." He said, "I have a question for you. What's your opinion on weed?" Um, I mean, so I live in Maryland. It's legal here. Last year, they made recreational marijuana legal here in Maryland, or rather, they decriminalized it. And medical marijuana is has been legal here for years as well. But Maryland is one of the bluest states in the country, so it's not a big surprise. Um, as far as using it, I don't use it. Have I used it in the past? Yes, but that stopped in college. I haven't smoked it since college. And nowadays, I don't know where you live in America, but I would not if if I were to be someone who still used weed, I would only get it from a dispensary. Don't get street level weed anymore. It's not safe. Like pretty much all the people here in Baltimore that sell drugs lace everything. They lace everything with fentanyl. And yes, I'm including marijuana. They even lace marijuana with fentanyl. It's not worth taking street drugs because even though it's decriminalized, like I said, it's not worth risking how they lacing this stuff with fentanyl and another type of hard drug. Um, is it crazy? But I'm curious. Oh, in the deep south. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what southern state you live, but again, wherever you live, if and only if it's legal, I would say go to a dispensary to get it because that would be the only way to make sure it's clean. That's my thoughts. Uh, Blame Dirty says I didn't want to work out. Didn't know what I didn't know what a workout was until Panama. Uh, Peppermint area says hello all. America says I'm never doing it. So yeah, I've spoken in the past before it was legal. So I did it like a real G, like a gangster. We stop, but I'm joking. But No, I mean, I also think the I think that the federal government needs to remove it as a class one controlled substance because it doesn't merit that at all. Nothing that we know about weed garners its current classification as a class one controlled substance. That's just ridiculous. Heroin is a class one controlled substance. Cocaine is a class one controlled substance. Crystal meth is a class one controlled substance. Weed is not. It doesn't make any sense. Autocorrect, no problem. Does one of your friends still smoke it? Smoke the wacky tobacco? You know what I'm talking about. She doesn't.
I know.
She looked like she would smoke that back in the day though, because she's all frenetic. Well, at
Yeah.
least she was. Miss Nina says, yeah, it messes people up. The strains these days are way stronger. So from what I've been hearing about what they talking about the strains, people claim there's so many strains, but I think when they actually did like a scientific uh, analysis of all the different strains, most of them are pretty much the same. They're not as different as people as like the people make them out to be in dispensaries who have like 1,000 different names for all these different strains. Most of them are like pretty much the same. Come from this, come pretty much from the same few varieties. And like I said, it's not the strains themselves that is dangerous. Like I said, it's the street level marijuana that's unsafe because drug dealers lace them with fentanyl and other drugs. Like I said, I worked with a guy like he works with me, but uh, his other job is being a dope dealer. So he was telling me he's like man he was just telling me he was like he said I don't even want he said I'm not even selling the drugs unless it's loose. He told me that he was like because that's he said that's what those folks want on the street. Bopper says left-handed cigarette. Right, right. That's the old term for it. It's like that's like 1,000 different terms for weed, which is funny. It shows how ubiquitous the use of it is. Pepper Mount says I don't like the smell of it, so I couldn't smoke it. That's fair. I'll say this though: if you go to a party and everyone's smoking weed, or I should say, you smell the smell of weed at a party. It's a chill party. It's a cool vibe. But if you go to a party and you smell crack, you need to leave. Like that's not a good, that's not a good vibe. That's not a good smell to have at a party. America says I have to go to bed. I got work tomorrow. Good night. Good night, America. Papa says it's a cut. Yeah. Uh, Pepper says, but I guess if you had get it off the street, they lace it to make you keep coming back. Yeah, except the fact is they don't check how powerful the dosage is. For some people, it might have them coming back. For other people, it's going to have them rolling around in a grave. So it doesn't take much fentanyl to put someone down. Barbara says so. Basically, weed good, fentanyl bad. Nah, I'm not saying weed is good either. I mean, weed is a mild hallucinogen. Now, it can be good for pain relief. Like sometimes it has been prescribed uh, for extreme pain relief. For extreme pain relief for some people, like people who have what's called neurologic pain or something like that. It just comes from like their very nerve fibers are always like feel like they're on fire, and there's nothing you can do about it. So they were actually like prescribed marijuana to deal with that pain. And even before it was legal, both medically or recreationally, there were some people who were getting us these uh, these prescriptions, and it was okay by the federal government. So they could literally just walk around getting high. But now anyone in DC can. But these were the few people who actually could get these prescriptions back in the day. And like I said, it's for like um, neurologic pain. I know I'm mispronouncing that. Someone probably might correct me in the comments. Peppermint says, "Yes, I know people, and that's what they told me." Miss Neil says, "Trank is in a lot of stuff too." I heard. I don't know what Trank is. Like, which tranquilizer you're talking about? Because there's a lot of different um, drugs they can use as tranquilizers. Blaine Derry says, "A skunk will always be a skunk." Barbara says, "So it's fentanyl for pain relief." So it was yes. So it was created to be a stronger variant to morphine. So like morphine is sometimes given to people in extreme circumstances. Like we used to, like in the military, like people might carry some morphine for people. Usually not on us, but like the combat medics would. I was almost trained as a combat medic before I left the army, so they might have morphine on someone because that might be the only thing that can handle the pain of like losing a limb while in combat. But fentanyl is multiply stronger than morphine. Like Miss Nita was also saying. Miss Nita says some people can't take weed at all and get super paranoid. That's true. Like I said, because it's a mild hallucinogen. Papa says, "My arm's gone. Get my effing fentanyl." So yeah, there's two different looks at the loss of limbs or like body parts or whatever in combat medics versus civilian medics. And combat medics is sort of like uh, a limb for a life, right? So they want you to keep your appendages so you can keep on fighting. Where civilian medics is more like, no, am I saying that? Am I saying it right? Life for a limb for a life. But basically, um, no, I think I did say it wrong. Life for a limb, I think, would be combat medics. So they rather you keep your appendages so you can keep on fighting. Whereas in the civilian side, they rather you lose the limb so you can keep your life. Like think of someone with diabetes. Like they don't tell you cut that thing off, cut that thing off so you can so it doesn't spread. Whereas a combat medic can be like, hey, we're gonna just trank you up and you're gonna keep on trucking. And obviously this is a overgeneralization, but that is sort of like the mindset: life for a limb versus limb for a life. So Papa says, "Ha, for sure my mind goes to the green whistle in the EU, different practices in different locations or situations." Myra says, "I had a friend and he told me uh that he smokes with a friend of his, not knowing he laced it with embalming fluid. And he said he remembers his waking up and his dad was talking to cops. He was just out, went crazy." Was this in DC? Because that used to be a big thing in DC for a long time. Lacing weed with embalming fluid. They used to call them boats. Um, or love boats. Um, but yeah, when they that was I know that was a big thing in DC. I don't know if that spread to other places outside of DC. I mean, parts of Maryland, of course, like Prince George's, Maryland, and maybe Montgomery County, Maryland. But that was a thing in the DC region for a long time, with smoking boats, and you could tell has people that smoke boats because their mind was like, everyone who smoked boats that I've known has always, they kind of fucked up. I'm just gonna say it like they're messed up like permanently. Like they might still be able to function more or less normally, but they're a little off. Like everyone who smoked boats, it's done permanent brain damage to them. Miss Nia says they cut off lots of limbs in World War II, um, because it was easy to do because of lack of medical personnel, etc. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm not saying they won't cut off limbs. They absolutely will cut off limbs. I'm just saying that there's a different mindset in the medical, uh, and the medical mindset between combat doctors and civilian doctors, which is they rather you keep a limb to keep on fighting, if possible, as opposed to losing that limb to preserve your life. But yeah, they absolutely will cut off your limbs. Like there's a lot of disabled veterans who've lost appendages and in wars. There, baby, I think I remember telling you this. So when I was working at one of the call centers, and I called this guy who was a disabled veteran, about refinancing his VA loan, and he was like, "Well, are you a veteran?" I was like, "Yes, sir. I actually am a veteran. I'm a combat veteran." He was like, "Okay, well, were you?" He said, "Well, are you a disabled veteran?" I was like, "No, sir, I'm not a disabled veteran." He said, "Well, then you're a loser if you're not a disabled veteran." Yeah, he actually said that to me. I was like, "Well, sir, at least I can still walk." So I didn't give a fuck. Like, how you gonna call someone a loser for not being disabled? Like, what? But yeah, so th- there's a lot of there's a lot of disabled veterans, sorts of stuff while serving. But like I said, if they can preserve your limbs so that you can keep on fighting, they will try to do so. Blame Dre says 100%. When I broke my neck, I was given a fantastic patch and went to overdose for sweating for uh and was given a fentanyl patch and went to overdose for sweating with it on. No thanks. See, that's why honestly, if I get into a situation where I go to the hospital and they want to prescribe me fentanyl, I'm gonna just flat out say no. Nah. Like I'm not averse to pain medication, but I don't need to be on fentanyl. Like why within the last 20 years do you need fentanyl in places where people were given other sorts of milder pain relievers back in the day? It's because some of these doctors were paid to prescribe fentanyl, especially in Baltimore. There's a lot of dirty stuff going on with that. Pepper Mary says this was in Virginia. Yeah, so close enough to DC. Like I said, the whole Love Boat thing is definitely within the DMV area. That for people who don't know, that DMV refers to DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Like that whole sort of uh not tri-state, since DC is not a state, but sort of a tri-state. Miss Neal says, yeah, Blaine Dirty had a patch too for serious kidney pain, but not fentanyl, and I literally threw up all day. Someone's saying, can we pin this? Is that what? I don't know what they're talking about. Do someone knows who Aubrey Wyatt is? I don't know what that is, what that refers to, but I'm definitely not pinning it since I don't know what it's referring to. If you want me to pin something, leave a super chat. I'm not doing this stuff for free anymore, guys. Plus, like I said, I don't even know who that person is, so I'm even more reluctant. Is Can someone tell me who that is? I'm out of the loop. I'm sorry. If it's something good or bad, I don't know. Miss Nita says, "Plain dirty. Rather have some pain than being so miserable from overdosing or side effects. Is my way to go." Bobber says if only ecstasy was made in the same like it was back in the 80s or the 90s. I didn't even hear about ecstasy in the 80s, but I was a little kid then, so I wouldn't know. Sassafras. Made from sassafras roots? What, ecstasy? Because isn't sassafras used for like how they make soda? Anyway, no, so I was supposed to watch Deadpool today, baby. I missed it. So there was a place where close to where I live. It's a black it's a black owned cinema, and they they were giving out free tickets to the showing of Deadpool and Wolverine this weekend. I think to get people to come to their cinema. But I got two tickets. I actually could have got more than that. I'm glad I didn't since I wasn't I wasn't able to go. That would have wasted two tickets. Luckily, the two tickets I got were all for the handicap section, so no one really missed out. Well, maybe some handicapped people came to the theater like, "What the fuck?" So that's not funny. No, but it was just two handicap seats all the way in the very front row. Because Quest has been there, and I asked him. I was like, "Is that like nosebleed sections where you be sitting up looking at the movie like that?" And he said, "No." He said the movie actually isn't that big, so it actually would be like you can actually see the screen from the first row. But I missed it. I was supposed to do that at 6:40. I couldn't even get any friends to go. I literally had one friend ask on Facebook, say he wants to go see the movie again. And I popped up and said, "Hey man, I got an extra ticket." He was like, "For real? When?" And I was like 6:40. But then he messaged me and said that's actually too late because he had to go off to a gig because he DJs on the weekends. Then Mark is the one I'm trying to get you to hook up with someone. Uh, I think he's on the stream right now. He might be. He couldn't go either. He got some other plans. Quest already saw it yesterday with his girl, and he had some plans to do something today. So maybe I can try for tomorrow. And then I didn't feel like going by myself honestly because I don't know. You know, I figure it'd be a lot of people there, so it'd just be better to go at least with one person. But if I have to, I'll go by myself. You know, I'm not averse to going to the movies by myself. But I
Oh,
still would have
I
went
want to see
earlier.
it again.
Huh?
I said I want to see it again, but probably should be streaming from home, so I don't have to mind being too loud because
Yeah,
it's
and you know,
too
the
funny.
longer you wait to see it, the more spoilers keep coming out. So I gotta avoid stuff on YouTube. I gotta avoid stuff on Facebook. I gotta avoid stuff on Instagram. I remember there was this kid, this Asian kid, that spoiled Endgame like 5 years ago. And man, I forgot what they did to him online, but it wasn't pretty. SMHL ratio W said I would beat you in a street fight. I'm 260. So you really think you can fight me? He doesn't know me too well, does he? This guy thinks he can fight me. 260 just means you're overweight, bitch. You're not gonna beat me. And what makes you think I fight fair in a street fight? The way I fight in a street fight is not how I fight when I'm doing Muay Thai or mixed martial arts. There's no fairness to the way I play. And if you're 260, you're probably like a 14-year-old 5 foot fat fuck talking about I'm 260. I can beat you in a street fight. The only thing you beat is your meat. And only fighting you do is when you play Call of Duty or whatever the fuck their current video game is that everyone plays right now. That's the only fighting you do. But Sometimes I like roasting these trolls because they're just to show them how retarded they are. Oops, I said it. Wasn't supposed to say it. You're not supposed to say the R word. But yeah. Uh, but anyway, oh, these trolls are funny. But yeah, don't remind me when I get off to make sure I put the link in the description. Okay. But did you want to sell people more on it? Like, because you guys have done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the mount was the mountaineering that was with them too, right? When you climbed the mountain, was
Mhm.
that with them?
Yeah.
Because at one point, weren't you with two different travel groups? Or
Mm, no, I did climb a mountain with uh some work friends, but that was like once or twice.
but that wasn't Mount Apo. You did that with work friends with, right?
No.
Because all your work friends are out of shape, so I'm pretty sure that was not them. Unless you're talking about guys,
Mm,
they were women.
yeah. Oh,
Like,
women and
huh?
so it's like some women and men.
Uh, yeah, I was about to say Mount Apo is not something you casually do.
No.
That's why I was like, how did you even prepare for that? Like, because you don't prepare for stuff, you just do stuff.
No, we did training climbs like uh 3 months um ahead of time. We did major hikes every 2 weeks.
Do do they have, there's a marathon in Manila, right?
Mhm.
There is. Is it for beginners though?
Depends on the distance that you take.
No, 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 no. So like you have marathons, they're all
I
like
see.
the same length, but
Yeah, yeah,
you have some marathons that are better geared towards beginner marathoners than advanced marathoners. So like usually the
yeah.
ones for beginners is less, it's less hills and they give you more time to finish it.
Yeah.
Whereas the more advanced ones is going to be um a lot more of a like like a more hilly environment, and it'll be a shorter time in which to complete it. Because there's one here that's a good beginners marathon. It's called the Marine Marathon. It's in the DC area. It's actually in Virginia, but it's part of the DC area. I was thinking of going this November, but well, assuming I'm still here. But um, I was wondering if the Marine, I mean, not the Marine, I'm sorry, like if they have a marathon in Manila, which I think they'd have, if it was for beginners or not. 'Cause I would think it probably would be since there's not a lot of, I don't think there's a lot of professional marathoners out there. So I would think whatever marathon they had there would be more for beginners, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think Run Rio is a beginner marathon, and then for professional marathon, I think it's the one that they call the Death March.
Yeah, that sounds like not something for beginners. You said death as in Death?
Yeah, so it
Yeah,
comes from
that doesn't sound like
that
that's
name
for
comes
beginners.
from um during the Japanese uh the World War when they
Japanese
uh
occupation.
yeah, so the um Filipino soldiers did the march from Bataan to Tarlac. So that total distance, I think that's the route that the Death March Marathon uh, is using.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I mean, I eventually I want to work it up so I can actually do an ultra marathon. That's my ultimate goal is to do an ultra marathon like the people compare me to. Some people say I look like David Goggins, but this guy was like a former Navy SEAL, and now he's known as like a a self help guru, and but he's like super duper fit. Like he does ultra marathons, plural, not a ultra marathon. He does ultra marathons, which makes sense as he's a former Navy SEAL, so that sort of person would kind of be adverse to like the pain that would prevent a lot of people from doing stuff like that. I'm trying to work myself up to that point of doing like ultra marathons. But for right now, I'm just trying to work up to a marathon. I've only done, half marathons so far. But like I said, the beginners marathon should be for a lot of people can accomplish because for the beginners one, even you could do it because it just means you have to keep a brisk walking pace to finish it. Like if you could, like for beginners marathons, a lot of people can just power walk it.
Mm.
Like if you can like power walk, you could probably finish it. So and they still offer like little breaks, like places where they give you a time to break and refresh yourself before moving on. So
Hydration.
yeah, just like with the 10K race. But yeah, I definitely want to do that when I come back. If I don't do that here first, no, even if I do it here first, I still want to do it there. Oh, Miss Needle asked you something.
Um, is it a volunteer work thing? Helping the community experience just thing? No, it's it's not a work. I mean, yeah, it is a volunteer work. My friends, my hiking friends. So it all started when we went hiking. Um, in it's a province called Bataan. So when we go hiking here in the Philippines, you're required to get a guide, like a mountain guide. Um, because they're not all like established trails, so you need to get a guide. Um, so the kid of that mountain guide had cancer, and so we found out about we knew the story of the kid and all that. And after that climb, um, my friends and I, just like decided to donate uh, some money for the kid. And that's when it all started. Like, why don't we do this uh, every time we climb mountains? So we started organizing climbs. We collect fees, for transportation, for the mountain guide fees, for food, and then we add like 6 to 10 USD that goes to our outreach funds. And every 4 to 6 months in a year, so we collect enough money. We go to schools. Well, I said it earlier. We go to communities in the mountains, that are not usually, uh, they don't get usually picked as beneficiaries um, by other, the bigger
Organizations.
nonprofits.
Oh, so you guys purposely seek out places that have been like overlooked by some of these other
Yeah,
places? Oh,
yeah.
that's cool. You never told me that.
Because the bigger nonprofits just usually go to known communities, like the Aita community in Zambales. Like lots of groups go there, um, but they overlooked other provinces. So
I
that's
still
what
wanna
we're targeting.
I still wanna see the Ida people. Oh, what's up, Moonlit Fern? He asked. Do the mountain guides have anti-venom or adrenaline for the tourists?
Anti-venom, yes, I know that, but I'm not sure about adrenaline.
So like, like venomous snakes, like
Yeah.
there's different like that or like adrenaline. So so he's prior service like me. He's a veteran. Like in the service, we would carry adrenaline on us if
Mm.
in case of emergencies. He was asking like, do the guides carry adrenaline for folks in case they need it during like a
Not
medical
sure
emergency?
about adrenaline, but anti-venom, yes.
I was actually thinking of putting some adrenaline in my bug out bag too. I was thinking about because I could put it in the little pouch where I keep my tourniquet because that would probably it would probably be a good place to keep it. And so you see my bug out bag. I keep the tourniquet on the on the outside of the bag so I can easily reach it
Mhm.
because it doesn't make sense to have the tourniquet packed away in a bag where
Yeah.
it's all it's because of like a injury. So if you're injured, how easily will it be for you to dig through your bag to try to get this tourniquet? So I wear it on the outside of my bag, and I was thinking of getting like adrenaline too, and putting that in the pouch as well on the outside of the bag, because these are things you might need instant access to. Oh, that reminds me. That's the other thing I said you need in your bug out bag because I don't think you have a tourniquet, do you? I mean, not your bug out bag, your camping bag, or do you?
I don't.
You don't have one? All right, I'm gonna add that to the Amazon list. The stuff that I was gonna get you. So it's that the four-way Silcott key, the water filter that I have, the mini the mini filter system, um, and I think that is. So I'm gonna add the tourniquet to it because you should definitely have a tourniquet with you guys out there hiking. Oh, and I added a tactical tomahawk, like as a hatchet that you could use like when you're outside. Because you said you don't have like anything like a machete or anything you guys use to cut down branches, or do you?
Mm,
You just have the knife I
yeah,
gave you.
yeah, it's just a pocket knife for me. But
Yeah, that's
whenever we fight, mom, the guys bring the heavier stuff.
well, you should have
Whenever,
but you should have your own thing, not just the guys in case you need it. Because the tomahawk is a multifunctional like multifunctional tool. One, it can be used as a weapon. Two, it can be used to chop down like branches and twigs and stuff like that. Also, it can be used to break up ice if you need to. Well, obviously, not going to be ice there, but you can use it to like break up things with this ice as well. Or um, you can use it to cut cord that you might need. So, and you have cordage already, right?
Mhm.
It's like paracord or something.
Yep.
Oh, you do have paracord?
Mhm.
Okay, then you're good to go on that stuff. All right, let me check the comments. I think we missed a few. Uh, Blame Dirty says sounds a lot like Panama trails in a lot to see out there. Happy you can do that. Yeah, I wish I did go to Panama. I missed doing that with my army unit because they had just came from Panama when I got to my permanent duty station, and they had did some training out there, and I heard they had a lot of fun because Panama's a little wild. They got their bar girls and stuff like that in Panama too. So I'm sure those guys had some fun. Amani Miller says, "Hey, I'm here." She's back. Uh, Miss Neal says, "Can't hurt to have medical equipment with you. Tourniquets in daily life too. Many knife crimes here." Yeah, because in places like Germany and places where they don't have guns, everyone wants to stab people. this is why this is why when people talk about America being gun crazy, it's like no, it's just that people are violent and people who have mental health issues and have access to weapons are going to use it, whether it's a gun or a knife. It's just that in places where there aren't guns, there's a lot of stabbings, but in America where they have access to guns, they're going to use guns. But you're not going to stop people from trying to harm others if they have that sort of criminal mindset. It's just they're going to use other devices to do it. Sticks, knives, guns, whatever. um, Moonlit Fern says when we went to Wawan, some older people fainted on the mountain. They had two soldiers halfway up the steep mountains to help theirs. See, this is why a lot of people die trying to climb Mount Everest because it's become sort of a tourist industry now. Just to say you climb Mount Everest, so they have the local Yerpas. Is that the name for them? Yerpas to help these people. But they said there's a trail of dead bodies in
Yeah.
Mount Everest because so many people attempt to do it and they're not they're not trained to do it. They're not in shape. And often what is the case is it's not going up that kills them, it's trying to get back down. A lot of them can't get back down. So I don't know if it's worth it. Steve says no, just sprint very aggressively and yell at them to break down the branches. Nah, no, you need to have your own hatchet. You should have a hatchet for your bag. Well, for me, I don't need one in my bag. I would probably put it in my secondary bag I'm gonna create for my because I told you I'm gonna create a secondary bag with a rucksack. But my primary bug out bag, I've already have like you seen the folding saw? I have that to cut
Hmm.
down stuff. I have my Bowie knife. So I have a Bowie knife and my folding saw. So I'm pretty much good to go. I don't need a hatchet as well. Plus, it wouldn't fit in there. I could barely get my Cliff Bars in there now. um, GJC says, "You get any deer flies there? Just took my kids camping and we got eaten by mosquitoes and deer flies. Good times though. Are there deer flies there?
Mm,
Wait, are there deer in the Philippines? But what about antelope? Wasn't there some sort of antelope or something like that there?
yes,
Or
but
or
not
gazelle?
in
Huh?
hmm?
There's some sort of gazelle or antelope in the Philippines.
Yeah, but not in the wild. We don't see them in the mountains.
I say because antelope is in the deer family, right? But so I'm guessing they taste the same. I don't like venison though. But you say you don't find them in the wild.
No.
So where you find them only in zoos?
Yeah, and deer farms.
No,
Uh,
no. I mean, are there
yeah.
are there any native to the Philippines? That's what I mean.
No. No, I
No.
don't think so.
Okay. Um. Then just I think it was just last year that or was it 2 years ago? You told me that there are monkeys out there, like native Philippine monkeys.
Hmm.
But you said they were close. Like, um, what province? You said they're not in Metro Manila, but they're like in was it Pampanga
Batangas.
somewhere?
Cavite and Batangas.
And where?
Batangas?
There's monkeys in Batangas?
Yeah.
For real? So surprised we didn't see any. Um, okay. What I was about to ask you. Um, oh, when you were talking about the Aita, so this Aita in Pampanga, isn't it like right outside of Angelo City? Isn't it like a Aita village?
Yeah.
And we could go to that one, or did you want to go to the Zambales one?
Um, I prefer go to Zimbabwe so we could also hit the beach.
Uh, you just love that beach though.
Yeah.
Is it actually good though? Is it like a nice beach? It's not like the one in What's that island we went to? Not like that place.
Fortune?
Yeah, it's not rough like
No,
that. It's,
no,
I won't be cutting my feet up.
no. And it's in the mainland. You don't. It's not like a separate.
Like ever since Fortune Island, I wear swim shoes. I don't. Well, I didn't have to wear them in Bali though, but I didn't. I don't even think I had them back then. I got them a year later. But fortunately, in Bali, like the beaches were nice. I didn't have to protect my feet, even when we went way out in like in the deep tide area. Amani says my grandfather comes from Panama. I didn't know that. So you're Latina. I didn't know that. Or if I did, I forgot. Mullen says yes, definitely have some gear. Mrs. Contrarian, stay safe and off topic. I bought Wolverine's head for you, bro. Oh, you did? You got it. You're not gonna spoil the movie. It's effing great. I was supposed to go today. I had a ticket for 6:40 p.m. showing today. I didn't go because I was trying to get someone to go with me because they were free tickets that I got for this black owned cinema in my community. So uh, I I almost feel bad not going, but the two seats that I took were in the handicap section, so they're not going to be missed. They were all the way in the first row, so that entire showing was booked except for those two handicap seats. Now I may have pissed off two handicapped people because they can't get the seats, but otherwise the show was completely booked, so it didn't hurt me not showing up. But I wanted to bring a friend with me, and everyone had either already saw it yesterday or the day before, or they had plans to be with someone else for the day, which I mean Saturday. That makes sense because obviously if I weren't here, I'd be with Mrs. Contrarian, and I might drag her to see it a second time. But
I'll definitely go.
that's okay. That's what's up. My cousin Robbie said he said it was okay, but he said he wouldn't want to go see it a second time because I asked him earlier today. But he was working
Oh,
anyway. He was on shift. But he said he liked it, but not enough to go a second time. He said it was a one and done for him. He actually said the
mm,
other two were better, but I don't trust his judgment on stuff because he also told me he didn't think the Batman Begins was good. I'm like, nah, Batman Begins was freaking awesome. So I don't trust his taste sometimes when it comes to superhero movies. Oh, but what Moonlit Friend was talking about, so I don't know if they had it at the SM cinemas, but there was a popcorn holders for the superheroes that they were they selling those there? Like they had a Deadpool one and they had a Wolverine one. They didn't have those popcorn holders. Oh dang! So he bought Moonlit Friend bought one. And he's in Thailand and they had them there. So
probably
I
in
guess they got to
the,
sell them
they're
somewhere.
probably doing it in the bigger cinemas. I just saw it at a local mall.
It wasn't at Fairview.
No,
Oh, I thought you went to Fairview to go see it.
no,
You went to the one in Bulacan. The What's the mall called? Is it just called SM San Jose Del
San
Monte?
Jose. Yeah.
Uh, I still want to go there because it can't be that small since it's the only isn't that like the only mall for that whole area?
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Well,
it gotta
no,
be a
there
nice
is a
size.
Star Mall.
Huh?
There's another mall.
A Robinson's Mall,
No, Star Mall.
Star Mall. I forget they're also an independent mall too, but
Hmm.
it's less of them than Robinson's and SM.
Yeah.
They're sort of like the Wendy's of the malls. You know, so SM is Coca-Cola, Robinsons is Pepsi, Star would I guess would be Wendy's, or would that be Ayala?
Yeah, it's big too.
No, I mean, are there more Ayalas or there more Star malls?
More, yeah, it's definitely.
Oh, there's more Ayalas.
Mhm.
Okay, no, okay. Then Star Mall isn't even Wendy's. They are KFC. They're KFC, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So the Star City amusement park, is that part of the Star Mall's um franchise? I mean, company.
Not too sure about that.
Uh, well, people are probably completely lost on what we're talking about anyway. But here, get back on topic. So when they go to the theater, baby, in Thailand, they have to sing the king's anthem before each show.
Mhm.
You already knew that.
No,
I was about to say, imagine like, so you think it's like I never knew that because like we
each
ain't have to do like
show.
a, huh?
You said each show.
I think so. Moment Fern, isn't it each show? Uh,
Because
let
you
me get.
think the national anthem here, like before the mall opens.
Oh, he also says Miss Contrarian. He said Robinsons is leaving Thailand. I think they just closed 4 down. Because there's
It was
Robinsons.
the Robinsons in near our condo. They closed it down.
You said that closed down.
Yep. Like
The one near our condo.
yes, they're
I thought
converting
they.
it to a condo.
Oh, I was about to say. I thought they were converting into like a live-in shopping situation, like with our place with SF Life,
Probably.
because they shut it down years ago, didn't they? When they started building the
No,
condo.
they were supposed to shut it down in 2020, but because of the pandemic, it got moved. So they kept them all in the supermarket. Um, for these 2 years, I think.
Uh, yeah, he says yeah. After the previews, we all have to stand up and sing the King song before the movie starts every time. I was joking with him yesterday. I was like, "So how do foreigners are supposed to do this?" Because I already told you. I said to me, the Thai language sounds like a Chinese person speaking with peanut butter on the roof of their mouth. That's what Thai sounds like to me. Let me see some of these comments above. He was saying the references in the movie were insane. So I know there's hella cameos and a bunch of Easter eggs that only people who've watched all the Fox Marvel movies and all the MCU movies will get. I know that. And he was saying guns don't kill people. I hate that a gun is a tool. Folks don't make you fat. Oh, forks don't make you fat. Right. Just the use of the fork. uh, Amani says, "All right, man, you already know the drill. I have to go, but I'll be back next time. Bye." She always pops in, baby, just to say hi. She gives me a like for the video, then she has to go. She's out saving the universe, so gotta gotta let her go. DJC says, "Has the missus ever visited Canada?" Not yet, but she does have a friend who lives there,
Yep.
and her friend apparently just got her citizenship. Did you see that on her Facebook post? She got her citizenship.
Yes.
Canada makes it so much easier. I don't know why. I don't know why the U.S. makes it so hard.
And then I have relatives who just
Well,
moved there like last year.
oh yeah, well yeah, true. She has relatives. I'm pretty sure if you look deep down enough in your family tree, you can find someone here that
No,
you
I
know
mean I have relatives who just moved there last year.
in the United States.
No, Canada.
Uh, well, unfortunately, I don't live in Canada. I mean, if you want me to try to move up there, but if I'm going to move out of the United States, I just want to leave the Western Hemisphere altogether. Like I like moving like to Canada is just like it wouldn't really be like that big of a difference other
Yeah.
than Well, having universal health care, I guess, would be nice. Blame Dirty says we'll have to start calling you Softfoot. No, no, you don't get it. Like, see, they see, they think I'm just tenderfooted. Tell them how rough Fortune Island was. The bottom of that beach was. They think I'm just soft-footed. You saw my foot get cut up, right? You saw my feet get cut up.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't hurt her. She got hobbit feet. Like, I don't know.
Because he had to swim. I don't know. Like, I did swim. So I don't know
Yeah,
what you did, but
huh?
I said I swam, but I don't know what you did. Like, I think you were
Like,
trying to get the beach to.
I don't even know what I was stepping on. Like, some of it felt like shells. Some of it felt like some of it was just stones. Like, it was,
Yeah, that's the thing. So you had to float and swim, but you were trying to step on the rock.
yeah, that stuff hurt. So I'm definitely not tender-footed. Like, I used to, well, people won't know the reference since they don't know Baltimore, but I used to walk around Wild World, which became Adventures World when it was bought by Cal Ripken and then got turned into a Six Flags amusement park back in the 90s. But back in the 80s, it was called Wild World, and it was like just this little hot cement in between the different pool parks. And I was just walking around barefooted, just burning my feet up. I'm definitely not soft. I'm definitely not that soft footed. Moonlit Francis Bros. It was overbooked and all the Deadpool stuff was sold out, so I got the Wolverine head and two other collectibles. They were kind of expensive, but no, this one was expensive. And yes, Batman Begins was great. Exactly, like my cousin, he just has bad taste. Like for him to say that it wasn't as good as the first two, I'm like, I'm not. I don't believe that because all the cameos I know about, plus the ones I haven't, I don't even know there's going to be in there. But the ones I already heard of are already awesome. I'm not gonna give those away though, but you already know you've seen all of them. So, and if you said it's worth going to see again, I know it's worth going to see again. Oh, Moonlit Fern says Mrs. Contrarian Robinson's. Oh no, sorry, we already read that. Sorry. Blaine Berry says they like making everyone sing the national anthem. Yeah, I guess the King's song is sort of their national anthem. But at a movie though, I'm not trying to sing shit when I'm in the movies. Like especially here in America, I can imagine that going well because half the people come to the movies drunk. Oh, see, you see, but early, er, er, early light. That wouldn't go too well over here. He was saying you don't have to sing, but you have to stand. I wouldn't mind that. If I'm in someone else's country, I'm gonna show due respect to their leader. I'm not gonna, be disrespectful of someone's culture and their the leader of their country. I don't have a problem with that. I was just saying it would be funny if they did look at foreigners like you better sing. I was like, no, let me stop playing. Blaine Berry says, I don't know. I have different views on Canadian government. I mean, that's fair. I'm not trying to knock Canadian government or promote Canadian government. I was just saying, like, if I'm gonna move out of the states, my plans is basically to move across the ocean. That's my plans. But if you had a direct, I mean, but if you could come here to Canada, I mean, we could more easily bring you into the U.S. You didn't even tell me that. That's an option. We'll talk about that off camera later on. But uh, Moon says, I promise you will love the movie. It's insanely good. Real talk. I had a tear in my eye at one point. If Miss Contrarian's seen it, she knows the part I'm talking about. But I was laughing the whole time.
Yeah, same.
Oh man, yeah. Moving for instance, Hobbit feet. LOL. She just grew up there. We did the rocks and shells ate ate different here. Hey, I know Wild World. My cousin worked there, bro. Oh, for real? Oh, that's right. Cause that's right. You said your cousin is from Pikesville. That's right. So if he's old school, he remembers Wild World. Like I said, it was Wild World back in the '80s, and then it was bought out by Cal Ripken, who's like the goat, and he's probably like, if he's not the GOAT, he's one of the greatest in Major League Baseball. He bought Wild World and turned it into Adventure World. Then I guess he sold it to Six Flags. So it's a Six Flags park now. Blame Dirty says, I respect it. I'm just messing about. I know you just laugh. I know you just playing. But nah, that really did hurt guys though. It was like all these little jagged stones under the water.
Yeah, and the
And
thing
on
is,
top of that, and then on
um,
top of that, it was the strong ass current. So
yeah, yeah. I didn't grow up going to the beach. Like, um, first time I went to the beach was when I was an adult. I can imagine.
like Fortune Island is definitely not for the timid because a lot of people probably weren't ready for the fact that you got to swim back to the boat.
Yeah,
I mean, for me that was fun, but I mean, I felt bad because the guy brought his girlfriend and she couldn't swim, so they put her in a life jacket and they just pulled her along on a rope to bring her back to the boat. For some people you know I can tell you right now, a lot of American girls would not have gone for that. They would have been highly pissed. That's if they even agreed to go in the first place. But a lot of American women, nah, they would have. Well, I'm speaking specifically about Black American women. They would have gone for that. Like, uh, Mullen, for instance, I'm trying so hard not to spoil it. No, don't tell me anything, please. So I'll give you one hint. My favorite X-Men was in the movie and did the accent perfectly. Don't no, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't want to know if he. Let me stop. But yeah, don't tell me. The sad thing is the MCU is not going to carry this momentum. Like this is going to be like a really good movie. And Kevin Feige, I saw him in an interview saying that he didn't mind them taking shots at Marvel Studios. He said because for him, he said he likes that Deadpool always when he insults people, he never punches down, he only punches up. So, but I mean, of course you can punch up when you can't die. I mean, I would if I knew you couldn't hurt me, I would I would always punch up too. Well, matter of fact, I do punch up. I don't really punch down. Uh, but yeah, I mean, if I knew I was pretty much cursed with immortality, you couldn't do anything to me. I would punch up as well. But yeah, he said he didn't mind, Deadpool apparently taking shots at Marvel. So he said, "All right." He said, "Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Thank you. Don't. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, other people haven't seen it yet either. Blame Dirty hasn't seen it. But yeah, I've heard they said this wasn't. They said it wasn't just an R movie. They said it was a hard R movie. Is that true? Is it
yeah. And
hard?
so
Okay. Cause this,
I went
yeah.
to see it with my sisters, right? As two younger sisters, and
But your sisters, have they even watched the other Deadpool movies?
yeah,
Oh, okay. I was about to say, why would they watch it? I was like, they don't look like they watched the first two. But all right, if they saw the first two,
and the cashier like wanted to make sure that they were older than 16.
Yeah, I mean, even they're two. Yeah, it's hard to figure it now, but yeah, they're both 18, over 18 now.
Yeah.
I still see them as the little kids, but Molly, for instance, that's where kids in the theater, and I was like, wow. But if you're a comic fan, I guess definitely strong, hard R language is way better than the first two. I figured that. Um, but like I said, too bad. I think this is gonna be a one and done for the MCU. I don't think Captain America is gonna be that good. So the Captain America, have you seen trailers for that yet, baby?
Mhm.
So you know that Falcon took over as Captain America, right? From
Mhm.
remember you watched the Falcon and the Winter Soldier on the Disney Plus.
Mhm.
So this whole movie is about him being Captain America, and they got Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, to play General Ross. So the original actor who played General Ross, the guy who hunts down the Hulk, that
Yeah.
actor died, so Harrison Ford is taking his place.
Okay.
And General Thunderbolt Ross actually is the guy who turns into the Red Hulk. Yeah, and he's gonna be in the movie. They even showed it in the trailer. I'm like, why they give that away? But I guess they knew it was gonna leak anyway, so they just showed in the trailer that but he becomes the Red Hulk, who's like an enemy of the Hulk. Also, he has his own strike team, which is supposed to be like a counter to the Avengers called the Thunderbolts. So there's gonna be another movie just on his strike team called the Thunderbolts. But I don't think the movie's gonna be good because they reshot it twice. Like the movie was filmed like 2 years ago and they reshot it once, then because the test audience didn't like the original version, so they reshot the entire thing, which has to be really expensive. Because like say the original shooting of the film cost like maybe say like 200 million. They had to reshoot it, which cost like double. So they doubled the production budget, and that's not even counting the marketing and advertising budget, which is usually almost the same as the production budget nowadays. But then they reshot it a second time, so it would have to do well over $1 billion just to even break even for all the costs they put into it. That's coming out this, I think, no, September, October, November. I don't think it's going to do well though. It doesn't look good, and most people, and I'm gonna just be honest, a lot of people don't want to see it because they don't want to see Falcon as Captain America. They want to see Steve Rogers. Um, that's one thing, and I don't think any of their movies going forward are going to be good unless they get Secret Wars done by the people who made Endgame. So some of the best MCU movies were all made by these same two brothers called the Russell brothers. They did
Mhm.
Endgame, Infinity War, Civil War, and Winter Soldier. They did those four movies, and usually a lot of people count those as the four best movies in the MCU outside of Guardians of the Galaxy. So they said they wanted to do Secret Wars. Secret Wars, baby, was based on these two comic book series in Marvel. There was one that came out in the '80s. It was basically Marvel's and Marvel's version of what DC did called Crisis on Infinite Earths, where DC back in the early '80s they wanted to get new readers, so they destroyed their whole multiverse in the storyline so that they could start a whole new storyline where people could start reading. And so Marvel decided to do this same thing called the Secret War saga, and then they did it again back in the 2010s. So I think it's going to be based on either one of those scenarios, or it's going to be a mixture of both. But that's supposed to be the last movie for the multiverse saga. But it's not going to go well because the first part it was supposed to be split into two parts, like Infinity War and Endgame. So the first part was supposed to be King's Dynasty, but since they fired the guy who plays King and decided to write off his characters, the first part is no longer going to be about King. So I don't know how they're going to do it. And then the second part was going to be Secret War. which I think is going to involve I mean not final, the Fantastic Four bad guy Doctor Doom. Let me get back to the comments. I think I missed a lot. Molly Francis. Molly Francis, I want to say something. No, stop trying to leak stuff, man. See, this the guy. This is the guy you don't tell stuff to because he like ooh 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 ooh. He said, "Tell me about you know who off camera." No, don't tell me because I don't want to know any. I
No.
don't want any spoilers. I don't want any. I don't want any spoilers. He said, "I won't." He said, "I won't. I won't spoil it. It's just difficult because I get excited, but you good, bro. I won't." So he said he keeps mentioning something I want to talk about, but I'll spoil it. It all ties and on this. Flame Dirty says he said, "Okay, I'll start reading comments." He said, "I'm being well behaved." I don't know. But yeah, don't spoil it for me. I just want to find out myself. They've been showing nothing but MCU movies all weekend on the FX and some other channels too. Matter of fact, ow. Ooh. But yeah, I want to see all the stuff for myself. Ouch, my leg hurt. Is that the dogs going off, or is that the neighbors?
Neither.
Uh, where's Dago and Denden? Did I say her name right? Is it Denden?
Ding ding.
Uh, okay. Uh, but I'll let you go soon. I know it's getting late. You probably did. You have plans for afterwards? Or can I? Can we? I can. I'll call you after we get off.
Okay.
Okay. You still got a few more minutes to rock. All right. Cool. Guys, but yeah, if somebody out there, I don't know how many people. Can you see how many people are in the chat? Because it just gives me like three dots. I don't see the number.
7.
7. Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna because it was up to like 30 something at one point, then it dipped off to like 14, 13. Oh, you said now it's 9. I was gonna say if somebody wants to give us a super thanks for Mrs. Contrarian showing up, I appreciate it. Just to show her efforts have weren't of um weren't in vain. Oh, and I remember I gotta add the tourniquet to your wish list too for your Amazon, so I know to order that for you. I'm glad now that Amazon delivers directly to the Philippines. Before you could only do it through like third party vendors, and it would cost a lot for the shipping.
Yeah, and you get free shipping for at least like
Yeah, I
$50,
know.
I
I said,
think.
yeah, I was like, now you do, but back then you couldn't. It was hard to ship anything there through
Yeah, yeah.
Amazon. Only, for instance, like, share, and subscribe. Super chat is on the bottom right of your screen. Yeah, yeah, guys, I would appreciate a super sticker or a super thanks, not for me, but for Mrs. Contrarian showing up. She didn't feel well from all the stuff she was doing yesterday. And why were you said you were shopping for 5 hours?
Shopping, window shopping.
Huh?
I
You
miss
said
the
window
shopping
shopping.
and window shopping with
A window shopper. So, um, for that long, is Fairview big? Oh yeah, you did say Fairview is one of the larger malls there.
yeah.
Plus, isn't Fairview the area where all the celebs are?
Mm.
That's not the area. I thought it was Fairview, where like the Because this other YouTuber, Mike in the Philippines, I thought he said it was Fairview where you meet a lot of the local celebrities live in that part of Quezon City. Is it a? I thought it was Fairview.
Hmm. Oh, I think it could be up in north if it's in Quezon City.
No, it wasn't Edson North. No, he was like places where they like actually live. Like he says, like an area where they like all kind of live together. Like if you go there, like like condos and stuff like that. Like they all live in this section.
I know BGC, but Quezon City, I'm not sure.
Blame Dirty says if you post a link after, it will be very helpful. I'm multitasking at the moment. Yeah, I am going to post the link after we get off, guys. So yeah, I am going to do that. I won't forget. Chris Lozano says, "Get off the internet, repent to God." Oh, why you? I wanted to roast him first. I was going to say which God is he referring to? It's about like literally thousands of them. So which one? Which God are you talking about, Chris? Which God are we talking about? Because there's a huge pantheon of them. We today is Saturday. So are we talking about the god Saturn? Is that whom we're talking about? Or do you favor Quetzalcoatl? I don't know. Osiris, Odin, Thor, Dark Side. I can keep going. Isis, the Great Pumpkin, Yeshua. I mean, which God are we supposed to repent to? Like, you gotta be a little bit more specific. Humans have had a lot of gods. Which one? Just wondering. And how are you? And if we're supposed to be off, not doing this and repenting to God, why are you on here? Aren't you remissing your duties too? Or were you sent as the messenger to bring us back to the light? Same person saying repent to God is the same one sitting there beating off the child porn. So whatever, Chris. I see he hasn't answered. But anyway, these people are stupid. But anyway, I'm gonna let you go in a few minutes. But yeah, remind me so I can send the link up. I'm gonna I'm gonna put the link in the this description for this, and then we'll talk off camera too. But I was given a few before if anyone else had any comments before we left. Oh, and the theater he showed too. I think it was the theater. No, it wasn't the theater he showed. I'm sorry. I saw someone else on Facebook. They were showing the theater in Thailand. It looked like the setup in Bali where they bring out your food and stuff to you, like you order and they bring it out to you while you're sitting down. So that's nice. Like they have that here too, but you have to pay extra for that. It's not the regular part of the theater. Like there, it was just the regular part of the theater. But here it has you have to pay extra for that because it'll be like a bar and a restaurant and all that sort of stuff. And you can go out to the bar, or like you can just get the drinks and they'll bring it to you at your seat and all of that good stuff. But here you gotta pay extra. But in any case, I'm getting tired too. Are you? Or you had coffee?
Ah, coffee.
Uh, Plus, it's what well, it's almost midnight here, but for you it's just afternoon. So I guess you're gonna go do some other
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, I'll take the dog's out later. Or
You said you already ran.
no, later this afternoon.
It's not too hot.
Well, when the sun's down, outside.
Okay. Um. Well, I might have lost the connection to the. Are you still seeing comments? Because I haven't seen anything since the Chris
Mm-mm.
Lozano thing. Okay, so that's not just me. Well, I'm gonna let it go. We might have lost the connection to the chat room,
I see.
but I was gonna say if
So
someone, I was
better
trying to
see.
see, huh?
I said I see three viewers.
Okay. I was gonna say if someone could leave a, trying to see if someone was gonna leave a super sticker for you before we go. Um, because I just wanted you to see how it looks when it posts, since you weren't
Mm-hmm.
in any of the other streams where you could see it. I was hoping you could see how it posts like where I've gotten all three in the last few live streams where I got a super chat and it posts a comment like like illuminated for everyone to see it, and it gives so it tells you how much the person left and who the person was. So it's that, or it'll give like it'll show the person when they do like a super thanks or a super sticker, which they're all kind of related. The super sticker, the super thanks, and the super donation. Oh, and I created a membership for the channel too, baby. It's like three levels. So one starts at $2.99. That's the cheapest one. So you can name them. So I named that one Contrarian. Then the next level is at $5.99. I call that skeptic, and the highest one is at $9.99. I call that rationalist. And basically, it lets me offer them like little perks and stuff like that for the different membership levels. So obviously the 9.99 one gives you the most perks for them. Like I can show them like content that I wouldn't put directly on here, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I can be a little bit more blunt about stuff. Or it can just be like and it also be like members only videos. So
Mm.
but I still have Patreon too, because Patreon, all the money goes to me through Patreon. Whereas, here YouTube has to take its cut. Big Papa Pizza has to get his piece too. Is that the guy said on on Multiverse of Madness? Remember that? He said, hold up, Big Papa Pizza gotta get his piece too, or something like that. But yeah, so YouTube YouTube often takes a cut. Oh, it just my end just
For that,
reconnected. Can you still see me?
I can see, but I can barely hear you.
You can't see me, but you can hear me.
I can see you.
But you can still hear me.
Good. Your volume's too low.
At least now I can see the numbers. But I think we've lost the chat room, so it's probably a good time to end this. Usually, when I was at my mother's house and I was live streaming, usually it would like reconnect like 2 hours in, and that's usually when I would decide to end the chat at that time. So I might as well do that now because once I can't actually interact with anyone, there's probably no point in keeping it going.
let's call it here, and I'll stick, and you can give me the link. All right, and then I'll call you
Okay.
in a few minutes. All right, I'll talk to you after we get off the call. All right, guys. For everyone still here, I see it's like about 9 people still here. So I know, I think Moonlit Fern and Blame Dirty and all you guys are still here. I can't. If you guys are posting anything, neither one of us can see it in the chat room. I think the chat room got disconnected from us. So I apologize if anybody sent anything and I can't see it, but we'll just take this up another day. But if y'all can thank Mrs. Contrarian for showing up, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks.